evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to SF1 GP1 here at the Spanish Grand Prix held at Catalonia. This is round 6 of 22 here live with Q3. A couple big talking points so far in qualifying this evening, Q1 and Q2. A couple guys have unfortunately met their demise as Harrison crashed out in Q2. So he's going to be starting at P11 on the grid this evening. Jono in Q1 had the slightest touch with his teammate SF1 Tom in those McLarens, which picked up himself a five grid spot penalty, and as well as VSR Anton deciding he wants a bit of a challenge this evening, so he's gonna start from P14, opting out to retire from Q2. So we're live here at Q3. Let's see what kind of guys can get on to the top 3 to start this race. Who might grab pole? As a couple of our quickest guys are not going to participate in Q3, so who could, potentially snatch that first pole position this evening? As well as I was going to mention that Benny actually ran into, I think there might have been a glitch on the pit wall. I think SF1 Stig hit it earlier, as I see him in the chat, but Benny crashed out in Q2 as well. So let's take a look. Let's see who's the first one. It looks like Jet is going to be the first one, but he invalidates. So Enzo is going to be the next one on track to set a lap. Let's see if he can put in a oh, he invalidates as well. So let's jump down to Giano. Is that going to be? It is going to be Giano. Currently has a 5 grid spot penalty. See if he can get himself as high up as possible on this grid position so he doesn't drop too far down the grid. I myself, SF1 Rose here. I'm alone. As you see Jono go off. Oh, be careful to enter the track. There goes his teammate. Sorry, I had a bit of a cough coming. Yeah, Jono goes off the track, loses traction, so let's jump down to his teammate, who's now going to be the first guy to set a lap. And I believe that he's either Cookie or Shoof just behind him. That might be... No. Okay, so Cookie is on a flyer, sets a purple Sector 2. Nobody has set a time yet, so I believe that's going to be the reason why Sector 2 was purple. Myself alone, like I said in the comment booth, SF1 Roads here. Cheers for everybody jumping in. Guys, if you enjoy this race, keep me company. Hit me up in the comments section, I do appreciate it. Benny in the chat, unfortunately P12 for me. Seems like qualifying is disastrous right now. If you want disastrous, talk to this man with qualifying. I am terrible at qualifying. But Cookie sets a 115.8. Tom slows down the set at 121.4. We know that's inaccurate. Shoof is going to dive into the pits. Jono is on his way out. Actually, he's out on his way in. As we have Soap, who goes at 15.9. Taking a look now, who's going to be, looks like it's going to be Hub D. He's going to pull into the pits. So Ruzi is going to have a go here at his time. What's he going to put in? It's going to be 115.9 on the board. Good enough for P2 currently. Quartet in the chat, rooting on Jet. FCT Jet. Showing strong for the Williams. He does have a reserve in this evening with him. Clutchy, our GP2 driver, is going to join him in the Williams seat this evening to try to pick up a lot of points for the Williams team. They are slowly climbing the table. So Tom is pushing for another lap here. Enzo sets a 115.4, our previous champion of SF1 GP1. Enzo crosses the line to hold on to pole position currently. The time is SF1 Tom going to put in this evening. Goes a 115.8. Good enough for P2. It is pretty close up at the top. Cookie and Tom separated by hundredths of a second. Ruzia just behind him at the 110s. How about Shoof? Where is Shoof at? Keeping an eye. We have Soap, who's going to pull into the pits. Anybody who has yet to currently set a lap. We have Amandale, who is on a flyer. Let's jump on board with him. See if he can get himself a solid time this evening for his first go here. Typically, Spain, you can get about 3 laps in if you really push it on your in lap. And you kind of really push it on your out lap. Carmen Faraday is here to watch her boyfriend SF1 Tom. I have no clue what qualifies as disaster. Well, the fact that SF1 Tom got on the Q3 is a good thing. So, and the fact that he's sitting P2 right now. Amandale hits the back end of that pass out just a bit. We do have Red Bull who moves out of the way. Can Amandale push for a good lap here? He is dangerously low on fuel as well, so let's see if he can get this lap in before he runs out of fuel. No, he's going to pull it into the pits. So Jono now, giving it a go, has a 5 grid like I mentioned. Can he get himself far up this field? He already has a bit of rubber collecting the side of that side pod in that McLaren. I just noticed that. That might have been from going into the grass earlier. Good look on Codemasters to keep that kind of content in. See what kind of times Jono can get in. I do have a nice little hot lap of this Spanish Grand Prix that Harrison, our GP1 driver, has sent into us. I'll give you guys a look as soon as Jono can complete this lap. Hopefully he can get himself on the board this evening. Goes purple sector 2, so he is on quite a lap right now. Easy to attack those curves. The lines in this game under strict track lines, it can be very harsh. Here comes Jono, sector 3. Some of these curves can be deadly if you hit them the wrong way. They can upset the back end of the car and throw you off. Here we go, Jono. DRS is open. He's going to cross the line. Where is that going to put him? P2, 15.6. Schoof is going to cross the line. We'll stay on board with him. Where is he going to finish? Had a lot of speed last week. 14.9 currently as the top time to beat this evening. Let's see if Jet, Amandale, and Hubdy can have a good lap. In the meantime, we're going to give you guys a look at Harrison's lap. A good little hot lap of the Spanish Grand Prix. I'll try to talk you through it the best I can. Here, coming down the start-finish line. DRS open right there. Across the start-finish line. And a long stretch of track here right up until you come up to turn 1. Easy to go on the brakes, but you want to make sure you turn the car into the right. Careful on these curves, though. They will throw the car and upset the car. And the long right-hander up the hill, as you guys will remember, the famous incident between Lewis Hamilton and Nico Rosberg happened just about there. Turned right into here, coming up to kind of a downslope, left hand, 180-degree turn. Not quite a hair point, or not hair point, hairpin coming down. See what I'm saying? I dislike this track as much, but attack this curve. You can attack the inside curve. The curves here have gotten a lot better, except for sector 3. Up to the second DRS zone. Open the back slot, gives the drivers about 5 to 10 more RPM and horsepower. Coming across that hairpin on the left, this curve will kill you if you attack it wrong. Harrison stays off of it, so it's good to see. I know a couple people that actually attack it easy on the brakes here on the right-hander, down to a left hand, and then another right hand. He attacks those curves quite well as well. Coming across down to the start-finish line, DRS is open, and you cross the line for a lap at this Spanish Grand Prix. But jumping back on board, Jet on an out lap. Amandale still sitting in the pits. Hubdy still sitting in the pits. See, Jet, we'll ride on board with Jet, see if he can get himself on the board. Right now, Schoof still leading the way with a 114.9. That is a mighty fine lap by himself. He did have a lot of speed last week at Zandvoort, the Dutch Grand Prix. Don't mind me as I take a sip of the coffee. Grim is in the chat. What is going on, Grim? Had yourself a nice race on Friday or Thursday. Fellow Alpha Man puts it on the podium on Thursday afternoon. Let's see, Jet DRS is open. What kind of time is he gonna go? Not a purple sector 2, but I have a feeling this is mighty quick. Jet is a quick driver. Easy on the curve, as I just mentioned. You hit it the wrong way, it will upset the back end of the car, or the balance of the car, really. Locks up the front right into that corner. Down to the last corners. Easy on the throttle. Jet is going to cross the line. It's going to be a 15.9. Good enough for P6. A lot of guys having a go. I think Aruzia is on a flyer. Is he going to improve? He does improve. He goes to P3. That is a solid lap from Maruzia. Enzo is now going to go for another one. We have 1:09 remaining in this qualifying session. So a lot of these guys that are currently on an out lap will be on their final go here. As Jet dives into the kitty litter. Gravel, he's going to have to correct the car. There is nobody currently around him, so he's safe enough to rejoin the track. So can Soap improve here? Soap's going to cross the line, goes P3. So just behind TX3 Enzo with a 15.5. Shoof's still holding on to that lap. Cookie's going to give it his final go here. Amandale is on a flyer. No time yet on the board. And Hubdy is going to cross the line, start his one and only lap. DRS is open. What kind of time could he put in this evening? He was P2 in Q2 as he elected to start on the softs. Today is the only day I'm hoping I won't get a podium. Got a cold and has gone to my throat. Ah, mate. All the best wishes for you to feel better. Jet retires. He's had enough of it. So he's going to be good on that 15.9. Can Amandale and Hubdy put in a lap that gets him ahead of that? Aruzia crosses the line and finishes in P4. Is that good enough to hold for P4? Gonna take a look. Is that Enzo? No, that's gonna be Amandale. Just jump down with Amandale. Crosses the line and goes P2, 15.1. Is that Shoof? Shoof goes 14.9. We have Jono who's gonna cross the line. Can he attack? He goes P2, so 15 flat for himself. And Cookie improves to 15.5. We have Soap. Soap's gonna dive into the pits. Here comes Hubdy. Can he get a good lap in? 14, 15, a little slower this time around. Stays P10. And that's going to do it for qualifying unless Enzo can have a say here. Our previous season's champion, Enzo, can he put himself on pole position this evening? Haas steps out just a bit. I know Evil's rooting on one. Here he comes, crosses the line. I think it was pole. I think it was good enough for pole position. No, it was only fourth. So he will start actually P3 on the grid as Jono has that 5 grid spot penalty. Where will that put Jono? So Jono's going to start P7 for this race, but give you guys a rundown of the race. Shoof picks up pole position in that Red Bull Racing. Jono is P2, Enzo P3, Amandale finishes P4, Cookie P5, Soap P6, Aruzia P7, SF1 Tom P8, FCT Jet P9, and Hubdy finished the top 10 in Q3. And ladies and gentlemen, we are going to be on for a good race. There are 18 drivers here. Once these guys load up, we will have a 5-minute complimentary break. Well, I'll give you guys the rundown of the championship points so far in the combined and the drivers. And then from there, we'll go on to the formation lap. And then 33 laps of this, I guess you'd say, okay, track, the Spanish Grand Prix. Some love it, some hate it. I despise it. Here we go. A little bit of overcast. I wonder if that's going to play into any of the tire strategies that these guys had going for the harder compound. But ladies and gentlemen, we'll give you guys a look at the combined so far in this championship. As you'll see, Ferrari lead the way, 437 points ahead of Mercedes in second, Alfa Romeo third, Racing Point are fourth. Williams, like I said, are making their way up the table. They're back up to fifth. Haas dropped a little bit last week to go to sixth. Red Bull staying flat at seventh. Renault actually move up a bit, put themselves in P8. AlphaTauri fall just a bit to ninth, and McLaren still holding onto the bottom, looking to get a lot of points. I believe with Jono and Tom being in this race, they will make up a good bit of those points moving forward. But here you guys want to see it, and here it is, the drivers' points so far this season. VSR Anton holding on to the lead with 139 points. Daiguero, who he is here, good to see. He's going to start behind, back with a couple other guys, so he's going to have a nice little fight on his hands, as well as Harrison. The top three, actually top four guys, actually, okay, I'm just going to say it. The top 5 guys put themselves in a situation where they're going to be starting behind most of the grid this evening. That's Benny as well as Stig, who crashed out in qualifying. The Jet in 6th, Ruzia 7th, Amandale 8th, Jono's 9th, Shuf in 10th, Hellboy 11th, SF1 Tom 12th, Hubdi 13th, Soap is 14th, Cookie is 15th, Uzumaki, who's not here this evening, 16th, Enzo 17th, who I have a feeling he's going to start moving up this table. Croce is in 18th, Lassus, brand new Ferrari driver for the rest of the season, in 19th, and Darkmark, who's not here this evening, in P20. And that's going to be Clutchy's actually reserving for that position this evening. So until then, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to rest my voice, get ready for quite a race. I'll let you guys come back. We should be going, actually, they usually inform me. I'll let you guys know as soon as I know. Okay, so 32 on the mark, 2 minutes away. We will be going racing, so stay tuned. We'll be right with you. All right, we are live for the formation lap, ladies and gentlemen. About ready to start this race. I'm going to get rid of that mini map. I don't really care for it. I like to keep the screen open as much as possible, but I'm going to give you guys a look at the tires these drivers have chosen. Tires, a lot of guys on the mediums, a couple guys on the hards. 4 drivers are on the hards. We have 2 that are on the soft. ERL Lord has joined. Not sure who that might be. He might find himself a bit lonely though, because he's only going to be able to spectate like I am. Unless he's commentating somewhere else, not sure. But Aruzia Shuf leading the way on this formation lap. Everybody warming those tires. Aguero starting from the back. Croce in P18. Clutchy, the reserve this evening for Williams. 17th. Lassus, P16. SF1 Stig starting 15th. Anton starting 14th. Hellboy 13th. Benny 12th. And Harrison is going to start 11th to give you guys a look at what we missed in qualifying. To jump back up with these guys. So typically from streaming on Friday, I know that the race usually comes down to a one stop for a lot of these league drivers. It's going to be around lap 14 to 16 for those medium compounds to dive in, put on the hard compounds, and take them to the end. Let's see if Shuf can get a good solid start. Enzo is no slouch on the start of races. Amandale, his teammate, this could be a good race for the Haas team this evening as Cookie almost puts himself in the naughty step. So good to get himself up to P5. Ruzia P6, Jono P7, right by his teammate SF1 Tom P8, Jet P9, and Hubsy P10. Taking a look now, Schuth lines up on the grid. Everybody's starting to get ready. We'll take a look at Daigero. A little bit back from them, but not far enough. Everybody getting ready. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope you're ready for this race. It's going to be one heck of a race. Alright, everybody is on the grid, lined up, waiting for everybody to load up into the section. We are good to go. Give me a better camera angle than that. There we go. 5 red lights are what we are waiting for. 5 are lit. And we are away for the Spanish Grand Prix. Schuth gets a little bit of a wheel spin off the start. Both Hasses are looking to make a move. Are they going to make it? Oh, no. Here we go. Let's make sure everybody keeps it clean. Schuth. Oh, it might be overtaken by 2 Hasses in the corner. Oh, that was close. Everybody, we do have a car around. We have a Mercedes around. I'm not sure if that's Harrison or if that's Russia. We also have a Racing Point around. Not sure who that might be. Everybody else keeping it clean through this mid pack. It is quite a fight. There's an Alpha sideways losing their play. A big shunt there from another car. AlphaTauri Hubdi is retired from the session. I think he was hit off onto the corner. I think that's going to warrant a safety car, ladies and gentlemen. I think that's going to be a safety car. It is a safety car. That was going. I'm sure that's going to be entered to the stewards after this race. I did catch the tail end of it on the top of the screen. But right now, Amandale and Enzo, what a start to the team for this race, putting themselves in P1 and 2. I have a feeling a couple of these guys might die for the pits. Let's take a look at any damage. Looks like Jet's got a bit of damage. Stig looks pretty clean. Can't see. Benny's clean. Just taking a look. Anton's clean. And Harrison's clean as well. So Croce missing a lot of that left front. Both the end plates and winglet. So he's going to have to dive for the pits. We have Cookie who dives into the pits as well. Probably wanting to get off of those hard or the soft compounds. Is he going to change his front wing? No, it's just a tire swap. Straight up. So he's going to be on his way out. Everybody else moved off of the softs as well. And it looks like Jet's actually going to get a new front wing, put on the hards. They will not take him to the end. Don Croce and Harrison pit for new set of mediums. So it's been kind of a chaotic race so far. Unfortunately, we have an Alfa Romeo who is out of this race on lap 1. Alright. Amandale leading this race. Let's take a look quick. I know a couple of guys have lost out. A couple of guys have made up a couple of positions. Lassus has already gotten himself up to P11 after starting near the back. Stig has made up a couple positions. Benny has made up a couple positions. I believe that's for a couple of the guys that had to dive for the pits. Daigero moves up to P13. Clutchy's up to P12, the reserve driver. I believe these guys will probably have another full lap of safety car, as these guys are already pretty much catching the back end of the grid. Where's Jet at? Jet is with them. Yes, he's there. Croce picks up the pack as well as Harrison, so we'll have one more lap behind this safety car before we go back to green. Look at that sky. I wonder if a little bit of rain might come into play. I was told it was dry quality, dry race, but sometimes this game does like to lie to you, and you might end up getting a bit of rain. The biggest complaint I've always had about the rain is you go into your race strategy and they tell you rain is about 10 to 15 minutes out, and by lap 2 of the race, the rain is already there. It is unpredictable at most times. So we'll see if these guys actually have a dry race the whole way through. It wouldn't surprise me if some rain hit. It would spice this race up a lot. I don't know if anybody caught the real life race this evening, or this morning, I should say. That was more like a league race than anything I've seen from a real Formula One race. 2 red flags and a safety car. It brought back memories of the Austrian Grand Prix at the beginning of the season, where I think only 11 cars actually finished the race. You guys can see by race control, safety cars in this lap. Here we go. We're going to go back. Let's hope we don't have what we had in Mugello today. Amadeo is going to have the right to set the pace. See if Enzo tries to pull up next to his teammate. Schuf there holding on. Jono's already got himself back up to P4 after starting P7. So P5. We're going to actually ride on board with Jono as we get this restart situated. Amadeo taking it as slow as he wants. Does have the right to set the pace when he's going to put the foot down. Like I said, no passing is allowed until they get across the start-finish line. Everybody's away. Looks like they all get a pretty decent start. They have sector 2, 3. Oh, there's somebody off in the gravel. That is Lassus. Lassus is off into the gravel. Oh, he's going to make for a squeeze here with Harrison and Don Croce. That was close. Is Harrison going to hold on? He's going to try to put the car in front of that racing point. Looks like he just about did it, so he's up to 16th. Amandale gets a really good restart. Already putting 7 tenths between himself and his teammate. Schuf trying to hold on to the back of Enzo. These guys are all really close. I'm going to probably lose my voice by the end of this race. As Kaleshi makes a way up, Daiguero must have had a slip here. Schuf gets a 3-second time penalty. I think that is our first of the day. Anton now up to P12, just behind the reserve Clutchy. I wonder if Daiguero let Anton by. I happen to doubt it just a bit. Stig and Benny going after it. On track between each other. The Alfa Romeo and AlphaTauri. Or Tari, however you want to pronounce it. As Hellboy is just behind him. Let's jump on board with Hellboy as we run. Benny trying to get better traction through there. Stig loses the back end of the car. Amadale sets a quick lap. Is Benny going to have a good run here against SF1 Stig and that Alfa Romeo? Sticking on board with Hellboy. Benny's going to go to the inside. Side by side they go into turn 1. Ooh. Still side by side into turn 2. Going up to turn 3. It looks like Stig's going to tuck the hot car behind Benny. Is he though, or is he going to have another go here? He's thinking about it. Ooh, I think that was a bit of a touch. Closest battle easily we have on track. Just keep an eye on the other Delta. Jump on board with Stig while we're chasing Benny after Benny made a pass down the start-finish line. As we have Rusio picks up a 3-second time penalty. Have to keep an eye. Penalties came in very heavily on our GP2 race on Friday, which was quite surprising. As Anton moves up to P11, Clutchy P12. Daiguero is now following the Williams. Don Croce gets a 3-second time penalty. I'm going to point it out and say that I think time penalties are going to play a factor this evening. As Amadeo sets another quick lap. Taking a look at some of the other Delta. Daiguero now on the back of Clutchy. He's going to make a move. Daiguero now onto the inside of the Williams. Side by side they go. DRS is now open. A bit touch go for the two drivers. There was a little bit of contact, I believe, there. Daiguero's going to have to peel back. No, he's going to hold on to the inside as much as he can. Cookie's thinking about having a go here between these two drivers. Let's jump on board with this battle between them. Daiguero locks up a little bit. Enzo gets a 3-second time penalty. That might hurt him towards the end if he or the drivers behind him do not get any penalties. See, Cookie's really just holding on. Daigero, a little bit out of touch. Now VSR Anton is right behind SF1 Sig and Benny. Benny, our winner last week at Zandvoort. Ruzia. We have a Sector 3 yellow. Not sure who that might be for. It might be for Cookie. As you see, Tom moves up past So. Anton sets a fast lap. Jono gets a 3-second time penalty for his troubles. Trying to hang on to the back of ERN Schoof on that Red Bull. There's a train now of guys looking for P1. Jono can see it in his sights. It's really good to see Jono up here fighting for the lead of this race. Can Jono get any closer? He will have DRS. However, Schoof is going to have it on Enzo here any moment. Schoof gets himself a 3-second time penalty for running wide there. As I said, the track limits here will catch you out. Trying to see. Anton moves up past Stig. Now he's got Benny just ahead of him. The man who beat him last week due to a time penalty at the very end of the race due to a safety car. Bunched everybody up, and Benny was able to put that car, that AlphaTauri, onto the podium for P1. And he is starting to catch the guys ahead of him too. He will have the aid of DRS. Taking a look, Jono is still holding on. I'm gonna ride with Aruzia. He's really battling Soap in that Renault. Actually, let's take a look at his teammate, Harrison, battling Daigero. These guys have had quite a battle throughout the season so far with each other. Just behind Clutchy, can they get their way around? And it's telling me Hellboy's a lap down, which we know that's not the case, and that Clutchy is 1 minute and 19 seconds behind everybody. This game is amazing sometimes. As we have Jesus who gets a 3-second time penalty. Daigero trying to do his best to get around these guys on the hard compound, so he'll be able to take those a lot deeper into the race compared to Harrison, who's behind him on the mediums. Daigero thought about it with Clutchy. Jump on board with Harrison. Enzo sets the fastest lap of the race. Oh, Clutchy goes a bit wide. It's going to allow Harrison and Daigero through. Both should have DRS. I wonder if Daigero has it. He does not. So that's going to help Harrison's case. And Jet, his teammate of Clutchy's, is just behind him now. And Stig has a rear view mirror full of Hellboy's Renault. Proper Yo Robbie in the chat telling the Red Bull drivers to get a move on. Schoof is doing really well. He's holding on to the back of the Haas team. He's staring at P1. A little bit unlucky last week. He was in the top 3 for most of the race and had a bit of an incident. Tom gets a 3-second time penalty. These guys, I think, are running a lot of the same setup. As you can tell, it's so hard to get around these guys, especially at this track. There's really only 1 or 2 possible areas to make a good point of a pass, as Croce gets a 3-second time penalty. And Schoof have a go here. Daigero gets a 3-second time penalty. Is Enzo, or is Amandale going to make a move around his teammate for the lead? No, he's just going to tuck behind him. I wonder if they got a word from their manager this evening, Evil. Jono makes up a lot of time on these guys going up this hill. I wonder if he's running a bit more downforce for corners, as he's putting a lot of time between himself and his teammate. As Tom's riding in P5, he does have a rear view full of the Mercedes, the Renault, and Oh, here we go. Benny and Anton. Benny gets a 3-second time penalty for trying to avoid a bit of contact. I believe that could probably be removed by the stewards. Schuf gets a 3-second time penalty as Anton makes his way around the AlphaTauri. DRS is now open for these guys at the back. Jono makes his way around Schuf. What might unfold between these guys? So trying his best. He does have Anton, our championship leader, currently just behind him, and Benny, our winner from last week, behind him as well. Let's keep an eye on these guys as we're going to dive on board. Anton gets a really good run out of that final corner. Stig gets a 3-second time penalty. Anton's going to go for an inside look. Oh, there's a bit of a touch. Looks like that's going to be a job done from Anton to get himself up to P7. As we have Aruzia who's off the track just a bit. That's going to drop him to P9. Benny and Soap had to react quickly to go around that trapped pretty much Mercedes in the grass. Aruzia became a lawnmower just a bit. Soap now riding P7. Anton's already made his way up to P6. Tom holding on to P5. Schuf chasing McLaren. Jono got around him. Jono trying to put the pressure on the two Haas guys. There is Schuf just behind McLaren. Let's take a look here. Can Jono get a good run between these guys? But all 5 of them are on the medium compounds. I believe that Anton's probably going to take it a little bit further. He's going to try at least to do the undercut, or the uppercut really, with the hard compound. He should pretty much easily have it done. Is Amadeo going to get close enough to make a move on his teammate? Enzo holds on to the lead into turn 1. Jono gets a little bit closer this time around. What a race between these top 4 guys. However, now we have Anton, who's caught up to Tom already. Benny is just behind Soap as well. Keeping an eye, we have Harrison and SF1 Stig. This was a good battle before. Oh, Harrison put it into the corner. Puts Stig off just a bit. I don't know. That was a bit touch kill as well. Now Croce's going to be just behind him. So Harrison makes it up to P12. Bit of contact, bit of controversy between himself and SF1 Stig. Aruzia now catching up to the back of Benny after a little bit of a mistake, put himself off. So Anton just behind the McLaren of SF1 Tom. Should be cut dry for Anton as he will have the aid of DRS, goes in the inside of SF1 Tom, pulls back to the racing line. He made that look pretty quick. Tom's going to follow Anton. We have a couple guys who dove for the pits. I missed it. Enzo dove for the pits, as well as Soap, and they're on the way out on the hard compounds, diving just a lap early before the pit stop window. Ooh, we have Croce. Oh, close. Oh, what was this? I missed it. Stig is out of the race as well. We have another safety car, so that is both Alfa Romeos out of this race. That just pains me. It really hurts. Being the Alfa Romeo manager, that's a bit terrible. But anyways, we're going to move on. We have another safety car, second of the day, ladies and gentlemen. 13 laps out of 33 laps. They have 20 laps to contest, 20 laps to go. If you wanted to, you could potentially dive for the medium compound and take those to the end for the guys that have already made their pit stop onto a different compound. It'll be interesting to see. What is going to unfold? We have both Alphas out of this race. Who's going to dive for the pits? We have Amadeo diving for the pits. Jono's diving for the pits. Schuf is diving. Anton's going to dive in. Interesting to see what Anton goes for, if he's going to go for the medium since he's on the hards right now. Everybody's into the pit stops. Daigero is going to stay out. And he's going to inherit the lead of this race in that Ferrari. Anybody else stay out? Looks like Jet has decided to stay out as well as Lassus. Boy, everybody's bidding, and there's now filtering out. We'll see who is where. It looks like Prix had a 5-second. He's gonna serve that and get a new front wing put on the soft compound. So he's definitely gonna have to pit again. Those softs will not make it to the end. If he dives for a new front wing and a hard compound. Everybody apart from Anton and Prix, the 2 racing points, decided to go onto the soft compound. Interesting strategy. Let's see how this is going to pay off. We know Anton obviously has the pace to put himself further up the grid with those soft compounds. He'll probably be up to the lead, I'd say, within 3 to 4 laps, depending on how he makes his passes. However, he's going to have to pit again, so I'm not sure where that's going to put him out. Daigero elected to stay out on the hard, so he takes over the lead with 13 lap old hards. Jet behind him with 11 lap old hards. And Daigero's new teammate, Lassus, elects to stay out on those hard compounds with 13 laps on him. Amandale looking rather pretty, as well as Jono. And Shoot, for that matter. That could potentially be what you're looking at for the podium this evening. Keep an eye on Amandale, Jono, Shoot, and Enzo, as well as Benny's put himself into the talking points. You want an interesting race, ladies and gentlemen? You definitely got it. Safety car played a big factor last week in our winner. It could play a factor this evening. Keep trying to catch up to the back of the tail end, as Clutchy has done so. Prix is looking to catch him just after the start-finish line, and Cookie should just about do the same. So safety car should be back in after this lap. However, Daigero leads the race so far. Lap 15. Interesting to see how long he can hold on to those hard compounds before he's going to have to pit and give way to either Jet, Lassus, or Amandale. For the restart, we're definitely going to jump on board. I tend to like to... we're going to keep it on the TV or the broadcast for this one. Usually I do jump on board with a couple guys, but these guys are so punched up. We'll see how much Daigero bunches the pack up for this restart as well. See if these guys keep it clean on this restart. Careful not to put the throttle down and end up having to brake or run into the back of the car ahead of you, which I've seen plenty of, and I don't want to see it this evening, ladies and gentlemen. Safety car from race control is in this lap. Everybody warming their tires. Daigero, the right to set the pace for this restart. Let's see how much he actually bunches up the field. Gonna ride on board with Jet. Keep an eye on a couple of the guys in the back. It looks like Daigero has gone. It looks like Amandale's gonna get a good run on Lassus here. Is he gonna make a move? Is he gonna make it 3 wide? Lassus is pulling up to the back of Jet. Oh no, they're gonna go 3 wide in turn 1. No, looks like Amandale's gonna hold on to the back of the Ferrari. Lassus carried through after P4, so that was a very, very intelligent move. Not to make it 3 wide. Jono holding on to the back of Jet. Anton just behind him. I wouldn't battle Anton too much. I had to stick behind him and use his toe. How many laps till he reaches P1? I'm thinking 2 or 3. Depends on how he makes it through the traffic. He's already up to P4. This is the first lap. Prix gets a 3-second time penalty. Keep an eye on the Delta. We have Shoot now just behind Jet. We have Sophie just picked up a penalty. Didn't see what time it was for. You see Anton's getting really punchy. Amandale led him around. I think he knew that he was on the softs. He's not going to battle him too much. Maybe tuck in behind him and use his toe. As you can see, Anton's already in the back of the Zeus. Keep an eye on the rest of these guys. We have Sector 3 yellow. It's for Clutchy, I believe. Clutchy is around. Not sure if there's contact between himself. Anton took the fastest lap, only being within traffic. He's going to go for a move for the lead. Not for the lead, for P2. Gets the job done around the Zeus. Jono makes his way around Amandale. Amandale goes off the track. That's allowed Jono to pick up P4. And Shoot goes through as well. So a little early mistake. I don't know if there was contact between Amandale and that McLaren. Benny keeping just behind Enzo. As Harrison, no, that's Urrutia. Urrutia doing really well this evening in that Mercedes. Crashes in lap 17 or 18, he'll be P1. He is currently 1.4 seconds off Daigero. Can Daigero lead this lap? As Hellboy gets a 3-second time penalty. 1.1 seconds. I did say 2 to 3 laps, he'll have the lead. Jono holding on to the back of the Zeus. Is Anton going to get the lead here? I think he's a little too far back from Daigero. So this is going to be lap 3. Looks like my prediction was right, ladies and gentlemen. Guys in the chat. Anton will catch up to Daigero, I'm sure, in this lap, though. Can Jono catch up to the Zeus? Shoof is just behind Jono as well, holding on to the back of him. Let's take a look here at the battle. Urrutia, the Benny, Enzo. Actually, let's take a look on the back end of Jet, as he has Enzo and Benny just behind him. See Jet really controlling those tires. He has to take it careful. He's already 15 laps on his hards. Daigero, Anton takes over the lead, as I just saw that on those softs. So how long can he make those softs last? Benny gets really close in the back of Enzo. This guy's going to be in a freight train. It'll be interesting to see what penalties play out at the end. I don't see any of the bigger guys so far collecting any penalties. There's a freight train of people here. Tom has Harrison just behind him. We have Soap there. And SF1 Tom make a move around Hellboy. He's going to think about it. Perfect time to jump on board. Oh, these guys are going to go 3 wide. Benny's going to think about making a move. He's thought about it. He backed out of it, though, so he's going to stay P8. Tom and Hellboy going after it. McLaren versus the Renault. Tom makes it away around Hellboy for the meantime. Both going to go side by side into the corner. Oh, I think Hellboy lost grip. He's around. I don't know if there's any contact, but Hellboy lost a bit of traction and he's off. There's Sector 2 yellow. No damage out of that somehow, though. How he got out of that without any damage, I have no idea. The Hellboy is still clean to go to the end of this race. He does not have to pit for any kind of damage on that front wing. Oh, you see Urrutia battling the car just a bit. Did well to control it. Keep himself in P10 as Tom's just behind him. Harrison's just behind SF1 Tom. We're going to jump on board with Harrison. It's going to be a freight train, I believe, with DRS. Guys, everybody's moving. If you have Amandale, who's gonna make a move here? Don't see anybody diving for a move. We have a move here though. Shoot, and Jono going after it, and that's gonna help Amandale pull up to the back of these guys. Jump on board with Shoot actually. Shoot goes a bit wide, a little into the grass. Jono's right behind him. up the hill. We'll keep on board with the DRS zone. Jono is going to get the 8 of DRS. Can he make it work here? One of the shortest DRS zones. I don't think he's going to get close enough. Oh, give me a better camera angle on Amandale. Hellboy gets a 3-second time penalty. Gap at the top, 3.1 seconds separates Daigero and Anton. But the true gap is going to be between himself and Schuf, because Schuf is about 6.6 seconds behind the leader. Harrison gets a 3-second time penalty. Somebody else did as well. I didn't catch it. Anton sets the fastest lap. Amandale now has DRS. But Jono has DRS on Schuf. Are these guys going to look for another 3-wide case? We have Jet pulls into the pits. Amandale thinking about making a move around Jono. But out of a touch. Amandale gets a 3-second time penalty for that. Not sure if that was a good idea. Try to send it in the inside like that. Amandale, I think, caught a bit of the grass there. It's kind of separated himself. As you see his teammate Enzo battling Benny. Benny trying to hold on into P6. Suits gets another time penalty. These laps are ticking away. It's lap 21 of 33. Have just about 12 laps remaining in this race. Guys in the chat, keep it coming. I'm enjoying it. Both Evil and Bill, guys, how you guys doing this evening? Glad you guys tuned in. This is quite a race so far. We have Cookie working on the back of Croce. Harrison working on the back of SF1 Tom. Soap just hanging in that conversation. Will Russia help Harrison here and slow up SF1 Tom to allow Harrison to make a move around? It seems like SF1 Tom is getting a better run out of that final corner. It looks like Anton and Daigero both die for the pits, as well as Croce. So it's going to be about a 11-lap blast from Anton to try to pick up the lead of this race. A lot of guys picking up time penalties there. Schuf got one. As Anton gets a 3-second time penalty. So there you have it. Everybody pretty much is starting to collect time penalties. I know GP2 had a bit of trouble as well. I was asking some of the drivers if the tracks seemed a bit greasy. A loss of traction maybe had to run a bit wide, but nevertheless, some of these guys here are struggling with track limits as well this evening. Tom just sandwiched in between those Mercedes. Can he get around them? You know he has Harrison just behind him. Tom making a great pickup of pace this season to pull himself into GP1. Right on the back of Erussia, a bit of a touch in the gearbox. No damage to report though, so Tom is still trying to battle these guys. Benny's trying to reel in the top 3. Schuf currently leads with a 1.1 gap between himself and Jono. Jono 1.4 gap separates himself and Amandale. Is Harrison close enough this time around? Tom goes a bit wide. DRS is open for both. Sector 1 yellow. Benny is out. Where's Benny? Crashed out. Oh, what has happened there? Was that a crash between Benny and Amandale? It is a virtual safety car this time around, ladies and gentlemen. So Benny is out of this race. Now we have 3 drivers who have crashed out. Erussia has gone AI as well. I'm not sure what for. He's back now. So Schuf leading this race, 2.2 seconds. I know he has time penalties to his name though. Jono holding on to P2, Enzo P3, SF1 Tom P5. Big story, Anton on a set of mediums is currently sitting P8, 10 laps remain in this race. Looks like we are back to racing. Tom gets a drive-through, Russia gets a 3-second time penalty. Tom's going to have to serve a drive-through penalty for speeding under the virtual safety car. That is going to help Harrison. It's going to help Soap. It's definitely going to help Anton. When will Tom serve it? See if he serves it this time around. We have Sector 2 yellow. Looks like Hellboy has had some kind of incident. Is Tom going to serve it now? He's not. He's going to stay out. Jono, 1.3 seconds separates himself and Schuf. Look at the freight train behind. Sector 2 yellow. Borussia is down. Tom's going to move around. I think they're not going to battle Tom too much because he does have a drive-through. Harrison now sitting behind his teammate P6 and P5 for the Mercedes duo. That's going to help them in the combined against Alfa Romeo, because Alfa Romeo unfortunately don't have any drivers remaining in this race. Safety car, what has happened now? Lassus gets a 3-second time penalty. Let me take a look. Has something happened to Amundale? Yeah, something has happened to Amundale. He's missing a lot of his win. And that's going to make it really interesting. Amundale has had enough and retired from the pits. I think that'll be a conversation with Evil might have to have this evening. How many of these guys are going to die for the pits, put on the soft compound, and take them to the end? Robert says, be nice if another safety car comes out. Alright, here we go. Shoot into the pits. Jono into the pits. Is Enzo. Enzo's going to stay out on his hard compounds. Tom can't serve his drive-through just yet, so he's going to have to give it a little bit more time. Benny has left the session. Unfortunate race this evening for Benny. A couple of clips, I believe, that'll probably be turned into the stewards. Schuff comes out of P5. Daigero stays out. Racing to try to keep up with Schuff. Jono comes out P7. That is moved. Harrison's elected to stay out on his hard compounds as well. Very, very interesting race. I'm just going to give you guys a big shout out. Everybody in the chat, super appreciate you guys joining me this evening for this race. Keeping me so much company. Sometimes it's kind of hard to do these races as a solo comms, but with you guys keeping me company, it makes it a lot easier. Especially with the race as chaotic as this one. So Enzo leading the race on 11-lap old hards. Tom having to serve a drive-through eventually is in P2 with 10-lap old hards. Harrison 10-lap old hards. Anton, who's pitted a little earlier before the safety car, 2-lap old mediums, has Schuff just behind him at fresh mediums. Daigero 2-lap old mediums. Jono pits for a fresh set. Boy, I'm gonna have to catch my breath here in a bit. Cookie P12, Croce P13, Clutchy P14, Hellboy P15. Once he collects the back of this grid, actually Tom is gonna dive for the pits, and I don't think he realizes he's not gonna be able to serve his drive-through. I think he's gonna put on the soft so and give it a go. No, he's gonna put on the mediums. Interesting to see what he's going to do with the mediums. If I were him, I would have elected this go to the softs because he's going to have to serve a drive-through as well. Bravo's calling for this team. Racing Point, Croce, and Anton. Both doing well. P3 and P11 currently. Let's see, Tom collects the back of the grid, so the safety car should be in this lap. Let's take a look at before they go back in. Positions gained. Daigero up 14, Anton up 11, Harrison up 9, Lassus up 7, Croce up 6, Clutchy is up 4. Biggest loser so far in the grid, unfortunately, is a tie between Cookie and SF1 Tom. Not sure why Tom pitted that time around. We'll keep it on tire compounds for you guys. Enzo gonna set the grid for this. and set the pace. He's definitely probably going to bunch these guys up. Anton sitting P3. This might be his. Soap gets a 5-second for severe collision with Aruzia. That's not what you want to see in a restart, guys. Take it easy. I know you guys are punchy. Ken Harrison to hold on to P2. He's got a very, very fast competitor just behind him. Jono, 5-second for severe collision with Aruzia. That's going to kill his chances towards the end. Here goes Enzo on a restart. Harrison holds on to a restart. Clutchy, 5-second for severe collision with Hellboy. What is going on at the back of this grid? Harrison getting close, not close enough. Lovely aerial camera there, as Anton's now all over the back of that Mercedes. Will we have a look here? Hellboy gets a 3-second time penalty. I think, like I said, time penalties are really going to play a factor at the end of this race. Anton looking for a move. Harrison, I believe, is going to hold on to the inside. Is he going to give Anton a bit of a squeeze? No, he's going to give him the room. Very courteous from Harrison, I would say. Schuf now in P4. Has a couple penalties to his name, I know that. He's going to go side by side with Harrison. No, he's going to hold on. Lap 27, we have a safety car, or not a safety car. He had a Secchi 2 yellow. Jono gets a 3-second time penalty. At this point, I have no idea where people are going to end up. It all really depends. We have another safety car, ladies and gentlemen. As, who was it? I think it's Aruzia who has a bit of problem. Or is it Tom? Tom is he ever going to have a chance to serve his drive-through penalty at this point? Hellboy has a bit of damage. It might have been for Hellboy. Interesting race this has become. It is good to see this man leading the race. Our championship winner last season, our full season that was, and our short season for that matter. Kind of 2 titles in the bag. Can he hold on to it tonight? Who doesn't have a penalty, they win. Basically, at this point, that's what I'm thinking, Eagle. I have a feeling the safety car is not going to be out for long, though. However, it could be. We could have a 2-lap shootout towards the end. This is pretty much cut, paste, drive. That's how Benny picked up the win, as Anton had a 3-second time penalty. Benny came out of, I think, P6 to win that race without a time penalty to his name. As Clutchy, you can see, getting a new front wing, puts on the soft compound. Aruzia pits for, I believe, the same thing. Hellboy is on his way out on a brand new set of soft. Daguerre holding on to P5. Nice quiet evening for Daguerre to get himself back up to P5 after starting at the back of the grid. For this man, can he hold on to the win? Anton has 3 seconds. Croce has 3 seconds, I think. I'm not sure if... I know Schuf has 6 seconds from memory. I'm not sure if Daguerre has anything on his name. And he's on a new set of mediums. Jono has a couple of penalties, I believe. Soap has a couple. Masseuse, I know, has some. I believe the guys that are clean so far is this man and this man. I don't recall seeing their name at any point. Could be wrong, though. No. I believe Anton has 1 time penalty between the top 3, Bravo. Safety car, let's see if it's going to be in this lap. We should have a 3-lap shootout. The question is, can a lot of these guys hold on to 3 seconds with Anton behind them? I think Enzo is going to make Anton's case a little bit tough this evening. If you can hold him up for 1 lap and try to hold on to the back of him. We'll see. Just waiting on race control to let us know if safety car will be in this lap. Schuf and Daguerre getting a bit close. And Seuss and Soap swapping positions. They'll have to swap them right back. They do. Could be. Yeah, Cookie. That's a good call. Cookie could come through this field. Depending on how well he keeps up with these guys. The safety car is in this lap. So we are going to have a 3-lap shootout. They possibly will have DRS on the last lap. That could pay dividends towards some of these guys possibly trying to hold on. Ooh, Anton's getting a bit close to a couple of these guys. Everybody's really punching to get it going. He'll be this man that sets the pace. It'll be up to him to when they have a start go. Come on, boys, don't have a Magello. Let's jump on board with Harrison. See if he can get a good restart this time around. Ooh, Rusio's playing cat and mouse, not a Rusio. Enzo, looks like Enzo trying to give it a go here. Is he going to give him a squeeze? Enzo's pushing as hard as he can. Rusio disqualified from session for ignoring drive-through. I wonder if that's going to happen to SF1 Tom. And no, it doesn't happen to SF1 Tom. Rusio disqualified, Sector 1 yellow. So that is a Mercedes out of the picture. Enzo doing his best, holding on to that P1 for the time being. As you have Harrison and Schoof just behind Harrison. Sector 2 yellow. Looks like Soap has had an incident, not sure what for. Keep an eye on these two. Battling for the win. Daguerre gets a 3-second time penalty. If anybody's a fan of racing, this is definitely intense. I got a feeling this is going to be a Bottas safety car restart. Can Enzo hold on? I bet Evo is probably real nervous. Maybe chewing his fingertips off a little bit. Let's see how boy makes his move around. Lap 31 begins now. Enzo doing what he has to, holding on to that lead. As Shoof's going to think about making a move on Harrison. Harrison's going to hold on to the P3 position for the time being, getting really close. Have to hold on to it as much as he can. Shoof's going to try to go around the outside. If I were Harrison, I'd probably let Schoof around and let him battle Anton. Sector 1 yellow. Croce's retired from the race. Something has happened. He might have crashed off. Is that going to be a virtual? Doesn't seem to be the case. Harrison holding on to Schoof. Schoof's around the outside. Schoof gets a 3-second time penalty for that. Schoof has made it around Harrison though. That was a bit touch go. Here we go. Anton trying to hold on to make sure. I don't think he wants to collect another 3-second time penalty. Schoof being on the mediums, fresher mediums, is now behind Anton. He does have a couple of penalties to his name. Hellboy gets a 3-second time penalty. Enzo was putting his muscles out there. What a drive from Enzo this evening. Harrison now has Daguerre just behind him. Those hard compounds are kind of starting to fall off to these guys with the fresh mediums. Here goes Anton. DRS is now open. Anton, however, will not have the aid of it this time around. Can he make a move on Enzo? Not this time just yet. Anton thinking about making a move. Enzo's going to go to the inside and block this as much as he can. Going side by side into the turn. Enzo comes out P2 for the time being. He's going to have to hold on to the back of Anton as much as he can if he wants the aid of DRS. Schoof is on his way. A couple of guys making moves at the back as well. Jono fighting Daguerre here. Let's see the gap at the top. Let's see how fast it climbs. Enzo actually has DRS on Anton. Can he stay within that 3 seconds on the final lap? He's got to hold on to him as close as he can. I think those hard compounds are going to pay a little bit of a price. Already 1 second now. .3 seconds. Anton sets the fastest lap. Shoof's going to have a go here at Enzo. If I were Enzo, I would just hold on to the back of Schuf and use his train, and Schuf is going to hold on. Anton now, 1.3 seconds separates himself from Schuf. Enzo just there. Enzo's really got to push. Keep an eye on the Delta. Tom moves his way up to P10. Last lap of this race, ladies and gentlemen. Quite a race it's been. But we're rooting on Anton. Drive like he stole it. He might have stolen this race, depending on how it goes. As Schuf gets another 3-second time penalty, so that's going to drop him a bit. But he is just behind. Can Enzo collect? Harrison trying to push forward. Cookie gets a 3-second time penalty. Will this man pick up the win, even with a 3-second time penalty to his name? Strategy definitely played keys. He decided to give himself a bit of a challenge to start from the back. Will he hold on to it? Sector around the final corner. Anton crosses the line in P1. Will he stay P1? Schuf crosses the line in P2. Enzo crosses the line. Goes only P2. Harrison P3. Daguerre P4. Lassus P5. Whoa. Jet moves up to P4. Cookie P5. I missed that. What a drive. Driver of the day, Anton picks it up. What a race that was. Give you guys a little podium celebration, and we'll give you guys a rundown of the race, and then on to the podium interviews. Alright, we're going to run down the race final order. We have Anton, who picks up the win here at the Spanish Grand Prix, followed by Enzo in P2, Harrison P3. Good recovery drive from those two. Jet P4, Cookie P5, Daguerre P6, Lassus P7, Tom P8, Jono P9, Soap P10, Clutchy P11. Good job for the reserve driver this evening. Schuf P12 after his 18 seconds worth of time penalties, and Hellboy P13. Sadly, we lose out Croce, Amandale, Benny, SF1 Stig, and Hubdy, and Aruzia from this race. Give me a moment's time and I'll get these guys into the party. Alright, take a look here. Let's invite these guys. Oh no, wrong invite button for myself. Takes a little bit of time to do it by yourself. Party. Okay. Anton is here, just waiting on a couple of the other guys. Harrison is here. Let's see if Enzo is going to join. Second.
And he's here.
So, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to get these podium interviews on the way. My voice is absolutely spent. We're going to start with P3, Harrison. What a battle you got yourself through. A little bit of a mistake in qualifying, but you kept it clean. Little contact, I believe, with SF1 Stig at point 2. But just talk us through it.
Yeah.
How did you work your way through to get yourself onto the podium this evening? Kept it clean. No time penalties, I don't think, either. But solid race. Talk
I
us
did
through
get a
it.
time penalty.
Oh, you did? Okay, I missed it. But give us a rundown of your race.
It was equal. Time penalties was equal with Enzo and Anton. Lap one, I was just trying to make it clean, and then I got tagged Anton by mistake because of the curb on turn 2. So I'm sorry for Anton for that. And then I just had that safety car was luckily for me again after same as China. Just trying to work my way through the pack. But as you know, the dirty air and the lack of the slipstream on this game is kind of a joke, and the DRS trains. So I just had to try and work my way through. Second safety car just pitted for the hards, and then when the third and fourth one came out, I just thought I'd stay out and risk it for a chocolate biscuit, and came away with a podium. And the Red Bull shoe a bit iffy because he overtook me off track. So I will be sending that into the stewards in the end, even though we did have more time penalties than me, but he should have given me that place back. But that's it basically. I think if had one more lap, I could have got P2 off Enzo, but GG in the end to everyone.
Thanks.
Still a solid race from yourself, Harrison. Congratulations, and hopefully your luck. I know you just did a Monaco race last evening, and you actually won that race, so let's see if that carries over
Yes,
to
I did.
next week. But until then, we're going to move on to P2. Enzo, solid job to get yourself on the P2. The different strategy on the hards towards the end. You had Anton behind you on a brand new set of mediums, and you definitely sweated it. You put the pressure on them until about 2 laps to go. Solid job to get yourself in the P2. Give us a rundown of your race.
Yeah, the race was crazy for me with safety cars, and yeah, in the last safety car, Antoine was quicker than me with his medium, and I secured the P2. Last week, I missed the P2 with the safety car, and this week I'm P2 and I'm happy. But next week I want to win. I think I can win, and voilà quoi.
Well, I'll definitely keep
C'est
my
Monaco
eyes
la semaine prochaine. Hein.
next week.
Monaco, perfect. Love Monaco.
All right, but congratulations, Enzo. Good to see you back up on the podium. Hopefully, we talk to you next week as well. We're going to move it right on to this man who decided to give himself a bit of a challenge this evening, I noticed. Decided to retire from Q2, start P14. Anton, what a race that was. Did some of the safety cars keep you sweating a bit? I know you have the pace to get up around these guys. Put yourself in the P1 in a position towards you. This time around, instead of last week battling the time penalty, but talk us through it because that was a heck of a race.
Yeah, in quali that was pretty shit from my side. I went too wide into the fast right-hander, and then I took the curve at the exit, and then I just lost the car like Maldonado, and I just lost my car. And that was P14. And yeah, at the start I think it was Mercedes. I don't know if it was you, Harrison, or not, but yeah, I got hit by behind.
Yeah,
and then I
yeah,
just
it was
spun
me, spun on the curve.
Yeah. I could have done anything here, so I couldn't have done anything here. So, yeah, thankfully the safety car came out, and I managed to come back and to gain some position. And then at the second safety car, I tried to put some softs in order to pass the guy quickly in front, and then create a gap and try to come back with the new medium. I think without the last safety car, it was possible for me to win. But yeah, the safety car helped me quite a lot. So, and with Harrison and with Enzo, with all the hard, that was pretty obvious for me to pass them with the new medium. So, yeah, great recovery, and fuck off Monaco.
Yeah, so until
I can't
next
agree
week,
anymore with that.
we will be at Monaco. So congratulations one more time to yourself, Harrison, Enzo, and Anton. Hopefully we'll speak to you guys next week as we are at Monaco Grand Prix. Ladies and gentlemen, make sure you tune into that because it's going to be one heck of a race. But until then, thank you guys so much for tuning in, and we'll catch you guys next week. Same time, same channel. Thank you so much for you guys in the comments this evening, keeping me company. That was one heck of a race. I am spent. Ladies and gentlemen, hopefully we can have just as good of a race next week. Until then, we're going to sign off. Congratulations one more time, guys, and hopefully we'll see you next week. Good night.